Hello, Quarterback Fantasy Football League team owners. I am the commissioner. A lot has transpired within this last week. There has been a lot of off-season changes that have been going on, but it seems that we have come to a fork in the road. Now, I was going to go over the rules that were provided for the franchise tag. I was going to go over the initial statement that was presented to you guys, but I'm not going to do that because I went over it multiple times, still couldn't find it, made some phone calls, still couldn't find the exact reason what was misunderstood. I even copy and pasted the rules into ChatGPT, the first draft that was sent out and the final draft, to see what inside there was said that was so misunderstood. After coming to a conclusion, it just seems like it's a reading comprehension thing, and I can't help you with that. And to think that everybody here in this league outside of Sakai graduated from Morristown High School, shame. Now, if you guys want to copy and paste the franchise tag rules into any type of AI of yourself, go ahead, find the misunderstanding and get back to me, because still I have yet to hear what was so misunderstood. One thing I did want to address also in this league is the dick riding going on in the league. You know, someone say something, someone hop on their dick and start doing tricks on it. Most of y'all don't know how to speak for yourselves. A lot of motherfuckers talking about we, like, oh, you speak French now? Talking about everyone this, everyone that. You're your own owner. Why are you speaking for him? I don't understand that. So going forward in the future, I won't be partaking in all this dick riding going on in here. If you have something to address the commissioner and you put it in the group chat, I would directly reach out to you in your messages, or make a phone call, or y'all could call me, because all that dick riding going on, man, that's too much. Now, I want to address polls and voting. The way polls are set up in this league now is a way so that you could put your input in without being influenced by other people. Like I said, I'm big for speaking for yourself and thinking for yourself. I know most of y'all just play follow the leader, but lock in. Now, when these polls go out, I do expect y'all to come out and give y'all input. There are 12 people in this league, 12 team owners. This is your time for your voice to be heard. Like you said, Pez, like, this is for the people, right? This is the people's league, right? So when it's time to vote on polls, this is your time to ask questions on what's being presented. This is time for your voice to be heard. This is time to input things. The first poll of the year was a feedback poll, and we probably done at least like 12, 13 polls this off season. Voter turnout wasn't that well, to be honest. There was not one poll where 100% of people showed up and voted. So when a rule gets changed or implemented, don't complain that it's being implemented, especially when you didn't show up to vote. Like, this was your time to be there. You know, these polls were posted on the league page, not just once, but twice. And everybody's seen them. I will always check to make sure who saw the polls and who didn't show up. Now, when it came to the franchise tag poll, the first one really wasn't a poll. It was to gauge how the league felt about a franchise tag. Now, the league overwhelmingly wanted some version of the ones that was presented. Now, I took the one with the most interest in the no franchise tag also. Those two were put to a vote, just like before. It wasn't 100% voter turnout. Now, I'm not going to hunt you guys down and tell y'all to do the polls, man. That's up to y'all. I'm not going to force y'all to vote. I'm not going to hold y'all hands and say, oh, come to the polls. I'm not doing that. If you really do care about the league, y'all show up in the polls. Simple as that. As I was saying before, the franchise tag poll, it did beat the no franchise tag. Now, when it comes to polls, I don't reopen them. And there's a reason why I don't reopen polls. Because if I reopen one poll for whatever particular reason, someone will ask me, oh, well, if you open that poll back up, why can't you open that poll back up? And that's not something I'm going to do. And if I do reopen a poll, someone's going to say, oh, you did it that one time. Why can't you do it again? That's not going to be a thing here in this league. Now, when it comes to being a person, I stay consistent, or as much as I try to be. Going back on my word is not something that's common with me. If I gave you my word, I gave you my word. So this is why I was so firm on not opening that poll back up again, or having a revote for anything. You know, you guys are a passionate group of owners, I'll tell you that. And when it comes to criticizing the work that I do, you guys are on one. But it comes with the job. Understandable. You know, some of you might think that I rule the league with an iron fist. You know, I'm not going to try to change that perception. If you believe that, you believe that. If you think I'm not going to change, then I won't. But I'm going to keep running this league, man. And shit got to get done. So next time, when I put up a poll and they got all the arrows saying click here, vote now, do this, do that. Now, I do want to address a little bit of league history and all the drama that I had to partake in. Year 1, 2021, Lopez Bruce. There was a trade involving Lopez where he vetoed his own trade because he made a bad trade. Now, this is not really a shot at Pez. It's just a situation I had to deal with because of Pez, though. It was the first predicament as a commissioner I had to handle. You know, Bruce was very passionate about fantasy football. The most passionate person I ever seen about fantasy football. More passionate than any of you guys in this league. And it had to do with the ESPN trade window. When it's over the weekend or certain games are involved, the trade window gets extended, which I'm sure everybody here knows. Now, I said it was 2 days, which it was. I just didn't know how ESPN handled that stuff. Now, he wanted me to force his trade through, but I went to all the league owners in the league at the time and they said, don't force a trade through. Now, as commissioner, I take take fault for not explaining it and understanding it as well. It was a learning experience. And with that moment, I learned from it. I made sure when it comes to making rules, you gotta explain it very well. Take time with it. And I've always done that going forward since then. None of the rules that I have put out have been rushed out. I know who the people I'm dealing with in this league, and I know I had to word things precisely. Year 2, 2022. Another predicament that took place before the season even started had to do with the draft again. More really trading, which most problems come from in leagues with trading when it has vetoes and stuff. This was my last year as a player in the league when I had made a trade with Singletary. Now, during that season, that is when the new trade rules that came out. You know, one of the Lopez rules that came out about vetoing your trade, not allowing to speak on trades with other people. Now, that rule had to be done because if you were in Jamar's league, his old league, which is now run by Rohan, you know that as soon as the trade was made, people went to the group chat to talk about how bad the trade was. Trades would get vetoed. I don't know how many of Brian's trades got vetoed because everybody went to the chat to talk about the trade. Now, if you ask Pez, he would have told you that it was my influence of Poppy, Chris, and Emmett to veto the trade. And I used to tell him, I'm like, I'm not here to team up with nobody. I'm here to win myself and take money. You probably do see that now though, Pez. You think I'm teaming up with Emmett? Come on now. But as to that trade that was made with Singletary, there was nothing wrong with the trade that was made. Now, I was getting over on him because I was taking some good picks from him. But it's not my responsibility as a trade partner to make it really 50-50. Now, I don't have to though. Same goes with anybody else here. But it's up to the other team owners to stop that trade and veto it. But the thing is, you need to think for yourself. If you don't care about the trade, you don't have to vote. You can, but you don't have to. Nothing's forcing you to do that. If you don't like the trade, go ahead, veto it. Simple as that. But you shouldn't, as a team owner, influence somebody else to do it, because if they don't care, they don't care. Now, that trade ended up getting vetoed only because Sakai was telling people indirectly, kind of, but really directly at the same time. Now, Sakai did break the rules that season. He was gonna get removed from the league, but the league decided to keep him in the league. It didn't come without consequence though, because he was breaking the rules and he did serve some suspensions. I had to suspend my own brother. Hey man, you still think I'm teaming up? But I said I gotta be consistent with the rules and I gotta enforce them, don't matter who it is, even if it makes me look bad. Let's go to year 3 when Lopez did make a statement, even though in his defense he will say that's not what I was talking about. It's up for debate, but it was very similar to what Sakai had said. Now, the trade involved Zay and Devontae with Tyreek, Jonathan Taylor, Jerry Jeudy was in the trade too. Now, in my opinion, I think it was a bad trade. I don't know what Zay was doing. It got upheld though. Nobody was going out and saying this except Pez, subtly. Now, as commissioner, I did go around to team owners. I asked what they thought of it. In the end, majority of the league owners thought that he did the same thing that Sakai did. And he had a player suspended also. Now, I do want to bring that to my next point. Like I said, even if it makes me look bad as commissioner, I gotta enforce the rules. Now, week 1, Pez did go against the antagonist. Now, I know a lot of people associate the antagonist with myself. Hey man, but I want to clear the air on this. And I ain't hiding behind who it is. I'm talking about you, Emmett. Devontae Adams got suspended. As per the rules, Lopez made a comment on a trade. Yes, he did go against the antagonist week 1. Yes, me suspending Devontae Adams against the antagonist may have looked bad. On my part, it probably did. Somebody else probably could have thought that also. But I stayed consistent to the rules. And it wasn't me trying to cheat him like, oh damn, Pez is going against the antagonist week 1. Let me try to take him out the game. That's not the case. What does it look like me cheating in my own league? That messes the whole integrity of it. Or me trying to cheat for somebody else. And they want to bring up, oh, the real reason why you want to go back on your rule, it wasn't my rule. I didn't even vote on it. And the rule I'm talking about is the franchise tag. I never voted on that. And I know it probably did look crazy when the antagonist got the #1 pick again, but y'all saw it live. Now, the franchise tag rule was going to be put in place, and the way it was worded, it was the same wording, but the final draft was just more clear of what it will be. So no, the real reason is not because I want to have 2 elite players. And I'm gonna get to you, Raekwon. The real reason is for me staying consistent and not going to open up any polls like I said I would never do, and I'm not doing. In year 2, when Sakai was my rival, I also had to go against him. And he had suspended players also. And it wasn't because I was trying to cheat him. It's because I'm being consistent. The rules are going to get enforced to you also. Me trading with Isaiah is not cheating. It's me making a trade. Just like I came with anybody else. Just like you guys came with anybody else also. Do y'all think that Devontae and Zay's trade was good last season? Like, come on. There's always going to be bad trades in the league. It will happen. So I don't want someone getting in your ear thinking that I'm a cheater. No, I'm not a cheater. No matter what Emmett's saying or someone else might be saying. Now, Raekwon, you've done nothing wrong. Congratulations, champ again. At the time of the franchise tag, when I was making the rules, it wasn't in my mind about how this would play out, about what players might be available coming at the end of that first round and second round. All I wanted to do for the league to try to build their team in a different way. Now, I did take time when I was making this franchise tag rule, but one thing about being commissioner is you can't foresee certain things. And so while I was making this rule, I didn't think like, okay, I'm franchise tagging this player, I'm gonna have another elite player on my team. I I just want to give everybody a chance to build their team up in a different way though. So when Pape said, this is his text that I'm reading, I don't think it's fair for you to have CMC and have the first overall pick with these rules, because you're double dipping at elite players and takes away from the even balance of a snake draft. For example, Raekwon first official draft pick will be borderline 3rd round pick. We should revote and do a regular keepers draft. That's not something that I was thinking of, and I do take fault for that. So with that being said, I will be going back to the drawing board with his franchise tag, but it's not going to be this season that the franchise tag will be implemented. Going forward for the 2024-25 season, there will be no franchise tag, no keepers. It's going to be a regular draft, and there's reasons why that I need to do this. Like I said, one, it needs to be reworked so something like this wouldn't happen. Now, I did make phone calls to half the league. I was going to get to the other half, but at that point it made no sense because I already knew what I need to do going forward. I'm just going to have to go back to the drawing board on that one to make it better. And I was on a phone call with you guys. You said it was a good idea. It's just that some things weren't fair about it. It was never my intention to make things unfair for you guys. Also, and I said that I'm not holding anybody hostage in this league. Still, I'm not. If you want to go, you can go. Now, I don't want you guys to go because it's going to make it hard for me to try and find more people. And the stat sheets that already have been made, I got to redo them over again. And it just puts more stuff onto me. Now, I said I wanted to keep running this league for years, and I could see myself doing that. So I gotta put my mission of doing that in front of my ego, because I do take pride in being the commissioner also. So I hope that we're all on board again. Hopefully this is our only league problem for this year, and I bet there'll be another one next year and the year after that. There's always going to be problems. This is probably the biggest mountain that I had to climb because of some select members. Now, I'm not blaming you guys. I think it was within a good cause, but this is also a good time to let you guys know that for this year there are no weekly prizes. I was trying to do something and get a different version of some in-season prizes, but with so much going on and what had just happened, I'm scratching out for this season. I know last year we had weekly prizes, not this year. Now, we didn't finish the weekly prizes from last season. There were 4 or 5 weeks remaining. From those 4 or 5 weeks, $20 or $25 total, that's going to be added to the pot. So it'll be an extra $20, $25 at the end of the season for the winner. There will only be a trophy and a ring going forward for this league. So just know that the total from each member that is owed is $121.68 for the ring, the trophy, and the buy-in price. That's all combined, $121.68. That is to be in before the draft. The draft is September 1st. So hopefully we can all move forward from this and have a good season. Thank you, and God bless the CBFFL.
Have you always been this way?
You gotta remember, villains are made, not born.
So who made you like this?
The league did. The league made me. All the hate that they had in their heart towards the commissioner, all the problems that they gave him, all the complaints made, all the accusations made, I am a product of that. Oh shit, haha. Here we go again. I see niggas causing problems. I'm here now, so let's get problems started. Either niggas illiterate or dumb as fuck. Shit, y'all motherfuckers might be both. Now why is it this day for the commissioner? Like Zay said, I don't like that. If niggas want problems, I'm the problem solver. And for the commissioner, I handle this day. Now Pape, as a player, I have respect for you. But that's gone. I can't kick you out, but come game time, I'll kick your ass. Over there with Evan and Chris running a dick to butt triangle. Look out here with that bullshit. This league child experience real good than it. You are all now my victims.
I'ma hop out with a